What is up, ladies and gentlemen? In this video I wanted to delve into something that I've wanted to talk about since I finished season 3, and that is the character development of this particular character. Now, I know a lot of people have sketchy feelings regarding this character across season 1 and 2, but I said, pretty much like how I've said with Robbie, this character will have the arc across the show, not just a season to season kind of thing. And like Robbie, I've defended this character multiple times, and that character is none other than the other binary brother, Demetri. This scene in particular, there's a lot I need to talk about in regards to Demetri, so if you're a Demetri fan, please go and hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and drop a comment down below, because I got a lot more lined up for Demetri's arc this season. However, the scene in question is the scene where Eagle Fang and Miyagi-Do are sort of talking amongst themselves, and the idea of coming together is on the table. And they're all kind of disagreeing, they're not really in alignment, and they're all unsure, they're all uncertain. And I love the WrestleMania reference, I love a good WrestleMania reference. And Chris and Mitch definitely are stepping up as, you know, like a good duo, you know. Oh, you can't call me Penis Breath, only they can call me Penis Breath. Why are you okay with anyone calling you Penis Breath? And then eventually Mitch and Bert get up and they're about to leave, and Demetri's like, hey, pussies! Smacks the table, gets up, and just enrages into this speech that really just reminds me, it reminds me of Neville Longbottom from Harry Potter, where he's always been the social outcast, he's always been the nerd, and then when his calling happens, and when he's surrounded by his enemies, Neville steps up to the mark. Sort of like what Demetri is doing here. He's stepping up to the mark, he's taking leadership, and this is what I call character development. Within this one scene, he's talking about how Cobra Kai is the biggest assembling of the arseholes in the valley, led by the king of all arseholes. And he says if we don't do anything about it, then we'd be arseholes too. And with that speech, not only does he kind of keep to himself, where he's like, you know, I usually take pride in my grandiloquence, so he's still himself, he's still Demetri, but he's just a more swaggered, more confident version. And then Mitch and Bert decide to sit back down, and the negotiation resumes. It's a small scene, but this is what I've said about this show, is the long scenes and the cool scenes are great, but it's these little scenes in between that really cement this show from a good show to a great show. And it's this kind of stuff that they do with characters right across the show, from season 1 to 2 to 3 and potentially to season 4. It's these little moments where you look back at Demetri's arc from season 1, where he's like, you know, I'd kill both of you to get her a spit in my face, and this season him and Yasmin are actually a thing. And I thought, I wasn't going to believe it at first, but the way that Demetri and Yasmin interact, it's still in line with their characters. He calls her Cruella, she's like I would ever date this freak, it works. And I love just the love-hate kind of relationship that they have there. And Demetri just basically taking center stage in this scene, becoming a leader and stepping up to the plate, is exactly what it needed. And he spits some truth. You know, he tells Chris, hey, you know, you were an arsehole because you were in Cobra Kai, even if it was for a little while. Mitch, you're an arsehole because you were in Cobra Kai. And I'm an arsehole because I wanted to be in Cobra Kai. So it's that kind of stuff where I feel like this show does it well. And going into season 4, I'm excited to see what it offers for Demetri, and we're going to see Demetri in the All Valley. I cannot wait. The scene, I want Demetri to get the song You're the Best Around. I want Demetri to get that song. Just imagine Demetri tearing through opposition one by one by one by one with that song. With that song in mind. And throughout the fight scene, I love that he uses Nate and Bert, and he uses them like sort of ragdoll toys to kick the others in the face, and he sort of, you know, protects them and fights at the same time. But this speech was just a monumental step up for Demetri's character, especially where he comes from, and especially in season 2 when he talks about how weak he feels, how he's literally being threatened by his best friend, and the fact that he just steps up to the mark, takes it by the reins, grabs it by the sack, and just, you know, nuts up and does it. You know, he mans up and he gets to it. And it's just such a character development for where he is. And it's believable because he's still himself. You know, he says, you know, I'm sorry for all the arseholes. I usually take pride in my grandiloquence and all that kind of stuff. So he's still himself. I just thought this was an epic scene. And is just one of many in this show where characters like Demetri, even if they're not front and center, like Miguel, Johnny, Robbie, Sam, potentially, you know, Tori, or Crease, he's more of a secondary, but it's these scenes that make this show great, is that even when the main characters, let's say for example Miguel and Sam are quiet in this scene, Demetri's talking. If he was any other secondary character, I think we wouldn't care, but because it's Demetri and we've seen him evolve from season 1 to here, and even though he's maybe as some would view it, a secondary character and a supporting one, it feels earned. It feels organic. Do I believe that this would be a natural progression for this character? And I do. I believe it. I buy it. It makes sense. And it's just such a journey that he's come a long way from season 1 to now. And it honestly reminds me of Neville's speech in Harry Potter. Just when Neville's, facing down the army. And he's like, people die every day. But it doesn't mean we should give up. And he just basically lays the smack down on Voldemort and his crew, gets the sword out, sword to hand, he's ready to take them on. And then obviously Harry's like, right, okay, I'm going to wake up now. It's still my movie, not yours, Neville. that was a little joke. That was a little joke right there. But it's just like, Harry's like, right, hang on, this is Harry Potter, not Neville Longbottom. But it just reminded me so much of that. And I feel like Demetri is definitely a good example of what you should aspire to be like if you're kind of the social outcast nerd type. Never be afraid to speak your mind, never be afraid to face your inner challenges and overcome them, and always look for the best in any situation, but still remain true to yourself. That's what I feel like Demetri's character represents. And it's just awesome how, in season 1, him building that Lego set, he would have been laughed at, but in season 3, the confidence in his approach and him building the Lego set before Hawk destroys it with a football just makes it work. And this scene here is a treat, and when he convinces them, the score builds to that crescendo, and then, Mitch and Bert sit back down, and it's awesome. It's awesome. It's just amazing. It's awesome. But I want to hear what you guys have to think. I know I've got some Demetri fans down in the comments. I've been seeing you guys. This video is purely for you guys too. I've wanted to do this for a while, but this is also for you guys. So comment down below and let me know, what do you think of this scene? What do you think of Demetri's arc to this point? Were there any kind of videos you want me to do regarding Demetri and his scenes? Sort of like how I've been doing for Robbie and stuff like that. I've got one on Miguel lined up and in the works, which I think is a really great one. I think you guys will love it. But if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell to be notified anytime I upload a video. And yeah, the Binary Brothers are back. Now, as someone suggested in the comments, my first end line was, defeat does not exist in this dojo, does it? And then my second was, your karate's a joke. I've now kind of gone to, because season 4 hype is now going to be the thing. Now the real pain begins, Danny boy. See you on another video soon, folks.